Do 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 do. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I was actually recording a little bit early. What is up, YouTubers? Good morning. I hope everybody's having a great day. I know I am super pumped. Why? Because, it technically ain't the 15th yet. Some of y'all remember I did a video a little while back saying the 15th. Get it before then. And as luck would have it, we're only the 14th. I actually kept thinking Wednesday was going to be the 15th, but nope, it was not Wednesday. It was actually, looks like we've already pretty well hit it. And who knows what it's at right now, because I'm filming this video at 11 o'clock last night. I'm looking for where that title is. And yeah, I was in the, can anybody name that tune that I was singing, that I was humming a minute ago? Kind of a tune that got stuck in my head every once in a while. My son used to just love it when he was little. I'd be shocked if anybody could name it. You might know it. Some of y'all might know it. I'm looking for where it even went. I don't even know where the darn. Oh, right there. Here it is. Right here. I said $84 silver coming soon. In the video, I said that would be on the 15th. By the 15th, who would have guessed it would have came this quick? And I'm going to show you guys something real quick, because who knows what it's at the time of you watching this. So 14 hours ago, someone priced this little meme up. Y'all got any more of that $30 silver? $89. But then I jumped over here. $90.88 at the time of filming this, with the futures being at $90.92. No backwardation. So I think we could start seeing a gradual slowdown. Not too much, but a little bit of a slowdown. We hit some good backwardation earlier. I shouldn't say good, as in no backwardation whatsoever. Right around last night at 2,300. Oh shoot, I guess that was only about an hour ago, really, because of the time zone change. So, but we were up to pretty much $92. A lot of people jumping on it, a lot of excitement. Hopefully no one got off the video because I was humming when I first started. And yes, there was a lot of people putting memes up today, but they couldn't even, the memes literally on Wall Street Silver could not keep up. They literally were coming in so fast. The price was just kept changing and changing. Look, $90 memes, 90. I mean, these were only a couple hours ago. Someone, silver to the moon, Lambo soon. Some of y'all might feel that way. All the way up. I got a kick out of this one. Can you relate? Your silver at $20 a piece. You and your silver need to stop wasting our money on that. Well, now it's our silver at $84. Our silver. Soon, it'll just be my silver. I got a kick out of that one. That was actually the one I was looking at the other night. I'm going to jump in here in a minute. I'm going to get talking, but I was just kind of scrolling through, and it put me in such a good mood seeing all these memes and the price changing so fast. Literally, people can't even keep up with the memes. $90. This one was a good one. Has been happening more and more often now over the past few months. Wait a minute. Did my gold and silver investment make more money this week than my actual job did? Some of y'all have been there. Some of y'all are there right now. How many? I know there's at least a few of the members right now that can honestly come here and say this week they made more money off their gold and silver investment than they did at their physical job. I know one of you guys right now that your dad helped you start stacking, saying right now he's rolling. He's not rolling over in his grave, but he is definitely happy that he ended up probably putting some away for y'all. That's for sure. And it's not just him. There's a bunch of people. Literally, the price is just off the charts right now. 89, 90, 91, 90, 80. Someone put 84. That's a little outdated. I got a kick out of this one. $1,000 silver going up next. Here's the thing that people don't realize. The jumps are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I got a kick out of this one. I'm starting to think we're in danger. $92 at AppMax. You can't touch. That's incorrect, and here's why. You can't touch an ounce of silver on AppMax right now for $92. Not a chance. Silver, $91.90. But when they put that up, they were counting the premium. Let me pull that up real quick. I'm curious. Precious metals companies for sale. Let's see. I probably shouldn't have said for sale at the end, but I should have said precious metals companies. Let's see. Do 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 do. Let's see. Yeah, that's not an actual bar of silver though. That's 20 grams. Let's find out here. Best sellers. Let's take a look at what the best seller is. I should look at what the deals are. Holy smokes! I picked up a Silver Eagle yesterday. Guy said $90. I said I'll take it for 90. 103 on AppMax right now. But with spot price 91, 91.50 on here, showing 91.50. You ain't touching one for $90 now. Scrolling through, I ended up getting rid of something yesterday. I don't know if I made a good choice. I think I did. Remember I talked to y'all about being willing to trade? I sold a 10-ounce silver bar yesterday. Anybody want to guess how much I got for it? You can guess right now. Just think about it. I'm just talking tonight. But I'm going to get into this in just a minute. I traded a 10-ounce bar of silver for is that right? 18. Oh, I guess it is. For $18. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I traded someone a 10-ounce bar of silver, and I got 72 quarters. Literally. The person wanted it and said he would give me 72 quarters for it and said, you're actually getting a better deal. If your goal is silver, $18 for that bar of silver, and I got 72 silver quarters. Now, if I was to take cash, I probably would have only gotten about, at the time, maybe $900 for it. But I don't want cash. I don't want to get rid of it. But I was willing to give it up for 72 quarters. But here's the thing. Take a look at this. This is the kind of deal. Nobody wants this silver. Nobody wants junk silver right now. People just don't understand. Refineries can't sell it. Bullion companies don't want to sell it. People would prefer the shiny stuff. They'd rather pay the high premiums. I shouldn't say no one. I got one friend. He is always trying to pick up junk silver, especially if he can get it close to spot. He's picking it up left and right. I told him that's actually the right idea in my opinion. Real quick, let's see if I can calculate that on here. Let's see here. Boom, silver coins. We're going to get into the talk here in just a minute. And by now I've probably annoyed a couple people, but we're going to get into the talk here. I'm pretty excited today. I think many of you are pretty pumped unless we started to see a turnaround. And I'll be honest. Well, I'm going to tell you some bad news here in just a minute. Some of y'all might think it's bad news. $16.45. So, clear. $16.45 times 72. Woo! A 10-ounce bar. Essentially worth that in the trade. That is huge. Think about that. I know there's someone out there that remembers when I was live streaming every night. I was doing live streams, and I wanted to get some 10-ounce silver bars from Provident Metals. And I said, nope. How much are they right now? They were $200 and maybe $1. Not even really. It was only like 1 or 2 cents over $20 an ounce. So technically it was only, I guess, darn, at 2 cents over. You're only talking 220 cents. And I said, nope, I won't pay it. I won't pay it. I'll wake up tomorrow morning and I'll get it for 198. Whoo, that was a mistake. Silver price is just going up faster and faster now. Okay, let's jump in and get started. So today we're just going to be talking about gold and silver. Why? Because it is moving up so fast that I think a lot of people are just like, I don't know, almost high, literally, from it. A lot of people second guessing everything now. Like the world is coming to an end. And when I see this post right here, this $92 and the dog just sitting there with the house on fire, that's actually the way I think. I mean, most of y'all know things are getting worse. However, if you're already living paycheck to paycheck and you're just making ends meet, you're going to work and you're putting your everything on a credit card, you're understanding that the world is getting worse and worse. Things are not getting better. You got the Fed right now probably going to get, it looks like, audited. Like they're going to have some big audit on the Fed. We got interest rate hike or cut or staying the same here shortly. A lot of people understand what's going on, and there's a lot of people that don't. The average everyday worker does not understand. However, I was thinking yesterday, we got the banks announcing right now to dump their silver before the end of the month. That's only 17 days away. Is that reverse psychology, or do they know something we don't? We're clearly not seeing them dump their silver. I can't help to wonder if that comment was basically saying dump your silver short position. Maybe it was saying dump your silver paper position. Maybe it was a reverse psychology saying get all the silver you can right now. Get it as much as you can. We got JP Morgan doubling down, trying to take as much physical silver as they can. With some people saying, well, yeah, because they've got big short positions and they don't want to get caught with it. However, a lot going on in the world. A lot going on right now. Tensions escalating in how many different countries against the United States right now? It's a very good possibility that something major is going to happen. I was telling someone the other day, he's about ready to go to work for like 3-4 months out of town. And I said, dude, you could come back with all that money from that one job, that work, and it won't buy you that much. Literally. He goes, I'll be working. I don't even look at the prices of stuff when I'm working. I said, you'll look. You just may not gripe about it. But things are getting crazy. Literally. I mean, it's nuts. It really is. I'm speechless. I don't even have a whole lot to talk about tonight. It's just about doing the video. We were up to almost $92. Think about that. I just reading a comment the other day. You thinking silver is going to get to 100 is a pipe dream. I actually seen that comment come up. I said, dude, some people just don't get it. I mean, at what point are they going to get it? When we're at 100, 125, 150? When is everybody going to start piling in on silver? It will come a time. Seeing this one big jump right here. This worries me when I see a big jump like that from an already level high position. Essentially, we see a big jump right there. Was it a big jump? Well, silver was at 89.95, and in one short little jump, we went up to $90.70. However, when you're looking at percentages for a minute, take a look at this. $4.18 increase. However, that's only 4.82%. Will it hold all of this by morning? There's a possibility we could see it roll back down to $90, but once the U.S. markets open, boom, that's it. We go even higher. Literally, what's happening in other countries buying up silver is raising tensions, and it's raising the price here. Little by little, we're seeing the COMEX run out of silver. We're seeing banks starting to dump their short positions. Some banks, TD Securities, Canadian-based bank, I guess, took a big short position not too long ago. I'm sure they're eating that. They took that short position when silver was at $81, now up $10. I'm curious to know how big their short position was. The fact that they said that silver could go down to $40, they are literally going to be firing that guy probably. I would not be surprised. We talked about that in yesterday's video. We showed the actual headline on that. It's pretty crazy. People just don't understand what's happening. I'm actually doling back a couple days just, to see. But the prices, everything is just going crazy right now. I get such a kick out of this because all those people that were sitting waiting for $20 silver, waiting for $30 silver to come back, I think they're starting to realize, even $50 silver. I had a comment the other day from one of y'all said, yeah, my original target, I was hoping to get it for 50, but now I'm thinking 70 might be the lowest that it goes down to. I really hope that person is not waiting on $70 silver because the bankers are being squeezed. And here you see a banker getting squeezed by the python. The silver squeeze is in. Silver squeeze, $84 an ounce. And then bullion banks down here. That dam is about ready to break. Once everybody jumps in, you'll know. If people have to ask, have we missed the boat? You didn't miss the boat. You will miss the boat when there's no questions about that. You will just know, oh, shoot, I missed the boat. What is this right here? Oh, U.S. Coast Guard 1 ounce silver round, $180. Hey, that's under spot, dude. This guy made money. U.S. Mint 1 ounce metals for $90 5 hours ago. Yeah, they missed the boat on that. That's already under spot now. Literally, the price is moving so much. I actually had a report come in earlier, or not a report, a comment saying the U.S. Mint is going to stop selling products with silver in it until they can reprice everything. I mean, think about that for a minute. Reprice everything. They finally are in a position now where they know they're in trouble. They are going to lose. Just remember, we aren't going to stop until we have all the banksters. We want every last ounce of it. Yep, that's about the way a lot of people are thinking. And here's the thing. Companies still need that silver. If yesterday's margin hike won't slow down the silver train, I believe the next stop will be $100 an ounce. All aboard the silver train. Next stop, $100. How many people heard yesterday they raised the margin requirements? It didn't do a darn thing. It caused us to have a dip yesterday, and that dip, stacking or gambling, oh my word. Meet Jack and Jill. They are both precious metals investors, but they are not the same. Ooh, that looks almost good. I'm going to have to watch that if I can. I'm going to have to find out what. I can click it here, but I can't play someone else's videos for you all, so I'm definitely curious to see that. I'm guessing it's going to probably be one of them's buying paper and one of them is a stacker like y'all. Man, to sit down with every one of you and hear y'all's stories today would be incredible. I bet you every one of you right now is in a crazy place. I had one of my friends that I've been helping him stack since $15. He asked me yesterday, he said, if I decide to sell, realistically, what could I get for my silver? I mean, I said, I wouldn't sell right now. I said, you may, after the recent run-up, you may have people say, I'll give you spot or 5 under spot. I literally had a comment the other day saying, hey, will you buy some silver off me for $5 under spot? I almost wished, and I've thought about reaching back out to that person in an email and saying, hey, you still got that stuff? I had one of my buddies like, I'll buy it all off him. Whatever he's got, I'll take it all for that. So here's the thing. People think because the price is so high, you won't be able to sell it. Some stuff you won't make money off of. If you bought a high-end collectible, my son was trying to get a Call of Duty ounce of silver. That was about $150, $60 back when silver was $40. And I said I wouldn't buy it. Right now, I'll bet you could find that same ounce for about $160. And silver has gone up double. Let me grab a quick drink here real quick. People don't realize what's going on with collectibles right now. When that friend had asked me yesterday, realistically, what could I get for it? I said, well, it depends what you're selling. If you're selling some beat up junk silver, you might have a hard time getting anything more than spot. You'll be lucky to get spot right now. But as price goes up higher and higher, people can't afford full ounces of silver. With silver now essentially $100, how many people can come up with that? A lot of people ain't got it. I remember when silver was, $30, and I knew people that were buying 1 ounce a week. At that rate, they may only be buying 1 ounce a month now. I saw someone talking about this recently, the channel, how silver just keeps staying in a channel and just keep working up, almost like it's just getting pulled and up. It's crazy how quick prices are going up, and a lot of people just don't understand. Bread, gold, and silver. Well, we've said this for a while now. We've said, make sure you've got a certain amount of food. Make sure you got a certain amount of water on hand in case stuff gets ugly. Make sure you have security to protect your food and water and resources. And then make sure you have some gold and silver. Why? Because there could come a time where the money ain't any good, and it could happen sooner than you think. I got a kick out of this yesterday, the mining stocks. I think that's pretty much up to date on everything they've posted recently. I wish they would put all these things in order. I don't know if that's me that it don't come in order because something with the settings, but I'm just looking for stuff to talk about at this point because stuff is getting crazy. At these prices right now, a lot of people just don't understand what's going on. And here's the thing. We're in new territory now. I want y'all to think about that. We are over $90. We were up to $92. Don't be surprised to see some sort of a little bit of a pullback. Honestly, $90 would not be unrealistic. We had a nice consolidation right around here at the $89, $90. We've seen this instant jump, and we're still trading right around that area without this jump. This one jump right here that happened all at once, so don't be surprised. I'm not saying we're going to see a pullback, but I am saying we're already up a lot of money. We're up almost $18, I think. $18, $19 for the year, and we're only 13 days. We're basically up over $1 every day. In fact, it's closer to $1.50 when you think about it. Maybe $1.20, $30, $1.30 a day. Average. 13 days into the year. What will happen first? We'll hit $100 or the end of the month. Personally, I still think we'll hit $100 by the end of this month now. I was hoping it was going to be on my birthday. My birthday is next month. I may do a long live stream for my birthday. Because it is getting exciting right now, and a lot of people are wondering. I used to always do a big birthday bash on my birthday. I haven't done it in a while, though. I don't know if I did one last year. I might have done a big one last year. Some of y'all might remember we gave away something like 15 ounces of silver. That was pretty fun. A lot of people enjoyed it. Some people donated stuff. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one. Let's see, what else are we looking at? Oh, this will be fun to talk about just for a few minutes. Let's back out on this real quick. Since we already just said the price of a quarter right now, a silver quarter, $16.46. Think about that, $16.50 almost for a silver quarter. That's if you're getting it at spot price. I always like to look at the dimes, though. The dime is my favorite coin to look at, and I'll tell you why when we get to it. Because it's easy to calculate a dime. So let's click on the dime real quick. It's even easier to calculate your multiplier. A dime right now is $6.59. Think about that. That's 65, almost 66 times. So think of that, a 66x move. since 1964. Now, I mean, 64, you're talking 25 and 26. You're talking 50 years. We've done more than one multiplier every year on the dime. Think about that. Now, I can't say doubled, but when you're just talking like 65x, we've had an extra X every year. So, and the price has been skyrocketing more and more. And when people see a dime, first thing they think, it's just a dime. It's just an old dime. The only reason that dime has more value is because it's got historical value. It's a Mercury dime or a Barber dime. Nope. You could take that dime, melt it up into a little silver bead, and it would still be worth $6.58, 59 cents. A lot of people just missing the big picture on this right now. Let's take a look real quick. And a lot of this has to do with because of the price of silver. It's going up so fast, we can't even keep up with it. Most people can't now. Same with silver nickels. Silver nickels right now, $5.12. Silver dimes, $6.58, 59 cents. Quarters, $16.46. Half dollars, silver half dollars, $32.93. So basically $33 now. Scrolling down, Morgan's, $70. That's bumming. I had a chance yesterday. When I bought yesterday, when I shouldn't say bought, when I traded that 10-ounce silver bar for quarters, silver quarters, I had a chance to buy those silver quarters. And the guy said, I'll tell you what, I'll let you have them for $12.25 a piece. I said, I'll take them for $12 a piece. And he said, no, I can't do that. I said, I'm barely making anything. That's what he told me. And I didn't get them. I ended up having to trade for them. I wish I didn't trade now. I wish I had just bought them. Those Morgan dollars, kind of wish I had bought them now. I had a chance to pick up some Morgan dollars, but I didn't, unfortunately. That was a pretty good deal, too, on the Morgans. But nope, I turned it down. Maybe I'll regret it here a little bit longer. If we get up a little bit more, I will probably regret it. But who knows? We'll see what happens. The price is just moving up so quickly that a lot of people are just not prepared for what's coming. But the debt still $38,605 billion. I'm starting to think this is a fake number because it doesn't seem like it's going up as fast as it should. Almost like there's a lot of manipulation in there. Let's see what Bitcoin's at. I haven't looked at Bitcoin. I don't even know if I looked at it last night. Oh, Bitcoin's up a little bit. $95,000. Let's see what it's been up last year. So if you invested in Bitcoin a year ago, you would have put it in $95,000, $95,100, and you'd be up $59 exactly. $59.76 or 0.06%. So think about that. You invest $95,000 and you're up $59. Silver, oh my word, it'd be astronomical. Let's see here if I can do it on here. Clear. I got to remember this, the cheap calculator. I had so much trouble the other day trying to calculate something out. What did we just say? 94,000? 95,000. I'll tell you why in a minute. $95,000 you invested in silver. Well, just last year, it was 144%. So times, unfortunately, I have to say 200 because the calculator. I found out later these old calculators are messed up because you actually have to go up by the extra 100% because of the way they figure. Oh, I didn't do it right. What did I do wrong? I put percent. Clear. Hold on. I hate these old calculators. Someone said something before on why it does that, and I can't remember what the reasoning was. Times 2.14. No, I'm sorry. 2 point. What did, man, how am I having so much trouble tonight with this? Equals. Nope. Yep, that's it. No, I don't even think that's accurate. You had to go up by a whole extra 100% to do the math right. That ain't even right. That can't be right. Because 95, if it doubles, that's 100%. I hate these old calculators. I wish it had something else. Needless to say, tonight we're just talking. I don't even have a video for you guys. I'm just in awe how quick. Someone asked me a comment the other day. Did you ever really imagine it would go up this fast? I mean, we all talk about it. We know. I mean, the numbers, they're all based off of something. We're basing a lot of our predictions off of something going on. I did a video the other day where we talked about that house. How many of y'all remember the house? That wasn't it. Was this one? No. We did a video the other day where we talked about being able to buy a house for $1,793 Morgan dollars. And look at it. We use that as a reference that silver should be $359. So when everybody makes these predictions, everything is pointing to higher and higher silver prices. But we all have different timelines. I've seen some people say it was going to go to $300 in as little as a month. And I always laugh at them predictions. But we're going up a lot faster than I expected. We're not going up that fast in a month, but we're definitely going up faster and faster. And some people just are going to be so late to the party, they're just not going to get it. They're not going to be able to get it. Why? You look at most companies right now, there's so much wait time. It's unbelievable. I was talking to one of my friends who he sells a lot of stuff to the refineries. I actually did a short video recently about a silverware set. Just shot the video yesterday. I was there. He had just bought a silverware set, and he was wrapping it up and getting ready to send it off to be melted down. One silver fork was almost 3 ounces. Well, yeah, almost 3 ounces of silver. But it was of 925. He said, essentially, at $75 an ounce for 925, and this was yesterday, he said that makes each one of them forks about $200. He said that's a $5,000 silverware set. And people don't get it. They look at it as it's just some silverware. Yard sales, flea markets, estate sales, need to be looking for that stuff now if you see it. He actually was able to Sigma his silverware because the Sigma was able to pick up that it was sterling on the forks. So that was pretty cool. A lot of people just miss the boat on that stuff. Pick it up. If you see it, pick it up. I mean, that is real silver. It's just sterling. It's 925. So remember, when you're calculating out, you have to multiply it by 95% and the weight. And remember, the knives, there is stainless steel in a knife. Your blade, you can't have a silver blade. It would get dulled too quick. You wouldn't be able to cut steak with it, essentially, for too long. Although the butter knives, the little butter knives, those are actual there is no stainless steel in the butter knives. But each knife is going to be a little different. You have to look closely at the butter knife. If it's a true for butter, then that does not have, most of the time, it doesn't have stainless steel. But if it's an actual steak knife or a meat cutting knife, that has, and the good way to calculate that, I heard, is 2 knives equal the weight of 1, because you have to cross out half the knife, essentially, because of the silver that's in it. Oh, hey, this would be something we haven't checked tonight. Let's see. Yesterday when we checked this, we had gold at number 1, silver at number 2, Nvidia at number 3, with a difference of $300 billion between silver and Nvidia. However, silver was at $85 and Nvidia was at $184. Let's refresh this because I haven't even refreshed it yet. Puh! Oh, and Nvidia went up. Nvidia went up by 0.5%. Silver went up by another 5%. sitting now at 500 trillion, 100 billion. Basically $600 billion more than Nvidia now. Where's Bitcoin in all this? Oh, they're way down here still. Still in number 8. Not even close to number 7. But hey, of course, you guys know I'm not a fan of Bitcoin. There is some cryptos that I like, but Bitcoin is definitely not one of them. It's crazy. DXY, let's refresh this and see what this is at. Everybody thinks, oh, the dollar must be going down because silver is going up. No, that doesn't mean that necessarily. As you can see, the dollar is still at 99.18. In fact, according to this, the dollar is getting a little stronger. Yesterday we were at 99, pretty much 99 even. Now we're up 0.18, 99.18. But at the end of the day, it's not just that the dollar is going down. Really, a lot of what it is that silver is needed so much for industrial demand that people are willing to pay whatever to get their hands on it. And that's why you're seeing silver go up by, right now, 4%, and gold is only up 1%. If the dollar was truly going down, you would see, if it was going down a lot faster, you would see both of them going down by a similar percentage. But there's something else going on with silver, and we know what it is. It's the demand for silver. It's the companies like Tesla, Samsung, the solar industrial demand. And you also have built up so many short positions over the years, and every year they just pile some more short positions on the last year's ones. Every time a delivery comes due, they just put more short positions up there, and eventually something is going to happen. A lot of people are saying it's going to be the force majeure, where they just say, you know what, we're settling in dollars due to conflict and disruption of supply chains. Why would they do that? Because they don't have the silver to give you. They understand that. It's going to be the quickest and easiest way to get out from under the bus. The thing is, when they do that, people will never trust the actual silver markets again. Where have we heard that before? How many of y'all seen, I think it was The Big Short, where they were sitting at the 2 o'clock in the morning meeting. And let me pull it up real quick. I'm not going to play the clip, but I'm just going to pull it up for you. The Big Short preview. Maybe it wasn't. Oh, yeah, maybe it was. Was it Margin Call? Maybe it was Margin Call. Hold on a minute. Let me do this. Let me pull it up here. That way I can actually see the clips, what they look like. It might have been called Margin Call. No, I guess I can't pull it up there. I thought I could, but those are mine. So, Margin Call movie. Yeah, it was Margin Call right there. How many of y'all remember the clip? This guy was the head of the company, and he's sitting around the table with everybody. And essentially, he's like, okay, sell it all. First thing in the morning, sell everything. And one of the people came out and said, dude, you realize no one, in fact, this picture right here, this is where they were sitting. And this guy right here, Kevin Spacey, I think is his name, came out and said, he goes, dude, you realize once people realize that we burn them, nobody will ever trust us again. And the guy said, who cares? We're safe as long as we save ourselves. And that's it. And that's exactly what I think banks are doing right now. Banks realize that they are burned. They're trying to get out. If they can get out from their short positions without the pain, then they will. They will cover their silver short positions. They're slowly liquidating them. But the problem is, every time they liquidate some of the short positions, you see the silver price just keep slowly inching up higher. Slowly inching up higher. Slowly inching up higher. At what point are people just like, oh boy, we're in trouble? I mean, think about that for a minute. I mean, don't we all wish? A lot of us got into stacking, we'll say 5 years ago. Can you imagine that now, looking at that? You had opportunities to get in as low as in 22, September 22. That was roughly 3 years ago, a little over September, October, November, December, January. So about 3.25 years ago, you had a chance to buy silver at $17.55. Think about that for a minute. That's crazy. And now we're at $90. And look, we are going higher and higher. And everybody wants to come out and say, oh, that's too high. We're not even at the price, the all-time high, when adjusted for inflation. Let's see if we can find it real quick. I know it's going to be about $190 as of right now. What is the silver price all-time high adjusted for inflation? I think it's like 190, 180, 190. 194. Adjusted for inflation, silver's all-time high is approximately $194 to $200 per troy ounce based on its January 1980 peak. While silver has reached a new all-time high of $90 per ounce. Darn, that's pretty up to date. It's technically 92 now, but $90 per ounce in January of 2026. It remains significantly below its historical real value since 1980. Even though, let's take a look at this, even though historically 1980 peak in January of 1980, silver reached a normal high of roughly $49.45, driven by the Hunt brothers. Everybody wants to blame the Hunt brothers. I know there's going to be people out there that do believe the Hunt brothers story. I just ain't one of them. I ain't one of them. I think they're going to look for someone to blame for this. We're probably going to blame China is who we're going to blame for the silver going up. Silver only went up because of China. China restricting it and causing problems, and they're the enemy. That's the story you're probably going to hear pretty soon. It's coming. Mark my words. Represents a purchasing power of approximately $194 to $200 per ounce. So until we're up there, boom, it's not even a thought of selling. However, someone could make the argument, if they wanted to play the opposite side of what I'm saying, they could make the argument as, be honest, the Hunt brothers did have some impact on the price. And I would say yes, the Hunt brothers did. They were buying a lot of physical metal when nobody else was. They weren't buying all the physical metal because there was a lot of people that were just getting on the bandwagon. That's kind of what is happening right now. We're at $90 roughly, and there's a lot of people that are getting on the bandwagon, but not enough yet. Once we get to $200, you're going to see me start questioning even talking about silver at that point. Maybe I might still talk about it, but I will definitely be questioning. Why? Let's talk to someone today. We were discussing ARs. Some of y'all may know what that is, pew-pews. And essentially I said, dude, an AR is like $800. You could literally give up 10 ounces of silver and probably get one. I'm convinced you could easily. Now, might even be 9 ounces. Let's do some math real quick on something else. How many of y'all been watching my series, my Fundamentals of Gold and Silver series? How many of y'all been watching this? So I did one a couple days ago. Did it on the car comment. And we said 30 ounces. We said $30,000 divided by, we were at $84 silver then. Now, though, we're at, because remember, it was like 6 ounces a month you had to sell to make the $500 car payment for that price. 6 ounces. That's what we were at. Today, divide that by $91. Now it's only 329 ounces that you would have to give up to get that new car. Clear. The $500 car payment, if you got that $30,000 car for a 5-year note, 60 months, divided out by 60, come out $500 a month. Divide that by $91. You'd only have to give up 5.5 ounces of silver now for your car payment. 5.5 ounces. Think about that for a quick minute. Only a week ago, when I did the math and showed all the math, you had to give up 6 ounces. Now it's 5. Let's take a look real quick. Gold-silver ratio. Everybody talks about gold to silver ratio. We're going to refresh this. We're going to refresh this. We're going to come back here. I actually knew a guy, a subscriber to the channel, traded 500 ounces of silver for 5 ounces of gold. And I wished he was closer to me. I don't even think he watches the channel anymore. I haven't seen his comments. I think sometimes when people make essentially a trade that goes against something that I've thought, I think some people kind of are turned off a little bit by that all of a sudden because they feel like, man, I messed up. But here's the thing. You didn't really mess up necessarily. Even if you traded 500 for 5 ounces of gold, I won't say you messed up because you still had the 5 ounces of gold. And gold has drastically gone up. 46.35. Let's do some math real quick. Clear. 46.35.00 divided by, what are we at now? I think it's going to still be 91. We'll say 90.86. I'm gonna call it exact. Divided by 90.86. Wow. 51. Remember I told you, once we get to 40 to 1, I would definitely consider maybe getting rid of a little bit of silver for some gold. Excuse me. If you're lucky enough to find someone to give up an ounce of gold for the 40 ounces. Because I actually think we're going to probably go down to 40, then to 30, and then possibly to 20. Once we're at $20 silver, that's a game changer. And that definitely makes you think now. 46, 35, divided by 20 for a 20 to 1 gold silver ratio. Huh! Some of y'all right now laughing. 20 to 1 will never happen. That's 231. I don't know what to say. I think we will get down to 20 to 1. Why? Because we've seen 20 to 1. We've seen it multiple times. But we always see it when everybody wants to get in. And here's the thing to consider. In order to get down to the 20 to 1, you're assuming that gold is going to stay at 46.35 for silver to get to 22.31. I don't think that's going to be the case. Let's do a little math a little differently. Clear. Let's say $300 times 20 should be $6,000. $6,000. I would expect to say that gold is going to probably go even higher than that. But let's do some safe math. Clear. Gold will probably keep going up. I'm going to choose $5,500. Divide that by 20. 275 price target as of right now at 55. If I see silver at $275, I'm definitely going to be tempted to possibly be looking to find a way to either sell or trade a certain portion of it and get my ranch. I would love to have a ranch. Let's just see something else real quick. Clear. Although I've always said I would like to borrow against my silver. Clear. Let's just say a nice ranch. What do you think a nice ranch would cost? I'm curious. Let's say a ranch for a minute. Nice ranch. And I who knows? I'm just curious. Let's add one more just for good nature. $1 million, let's say. Divide that by, let's say, a $300 price target. $300 an ounce. How many of y'all got 3,000 ounces of silver? I bet you some of y'all have that. 3,000 ounces of silver. That would be pretty insane to get $1 million ranch. Now, who knows? I mean, I'd be curious how many people have that. It's crazy where the numbers are going. And when people say nobody would ever pay $300 for an ounce of silver, why? There are people right now that are paying $4,500, $4,600 for an ounce of gold. It's not unreasonable. Some people said if silver ever gets up to 100, no one's going to pay it. I just paid $90 for an ounce yesterday. And I'm happy I paid it because it was a Silver Eagle. It was $90. And look, it was even in a nice case. It was in a little tin case. Not a fancy case, not a certified case, but it was a nice coin in a nice case. With a little bit of history of the Silver Eagle. $90.74. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, is it coming back down? We were up to 92. Now we're down to $90.74. I don't think so. This is normal, I believe. We're seeing, some people will even call this the flag pattern right here. Step down, step down, step down, and then that bump up. Consolidation, and within the next couple of days, we go up even higher. But who knows? We don't know the future. I've said this time and time again. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. We could be nearing the top. I just personally don't think so. And when I look at charts like this, that's pointing, in my opinion, that we're going to be going higher and higher. If I go all the way out, look at this. These highs are a thing of the past. We're seeing it go up, up, and away. And remember what I told you. When you look at the all-time highs, we're going to say from here, $8.50 to here, that was a 6x move to $50. Over here, from $5 to $50, that was a 10x move. If you were to take the 6x move, 6x, and you were going to target it off of the prior low, essentially, before it fell, that would put you at $17.80, $18. Let's just say $18 for easy math. $18 times, we'll say an 8x. I don't want to necessarily say 10, but I don't want to say 6 either. Times 8. Puts you at $144. Every single equation that I can look at points to higher silver prices. And I think big banks know that. I think they know what's coming. When they said get rid of your short position, get rid of your silver before the end of the year, of course, some media company who's owned by the rich elite families is going to say, oh, see, they're saying get rid of their silver. They could be saying get rid of your short position in silver. But a lot of people won't take it that way. They're not going to understand. And some people don't even know really what short positions are in silver. Short positions, for those of you that don't know, means that you borrowed silver at $80. You sold it onto the market at $80, thinking silver has to come down. That's why TD Bank ended up basically betting at $82. They shorted, they borrowed millions of ounces, sold it onto the market, and said within 6 months, we're going to see silver plunge in price. We'll be back at $40. Nope. I don't think so. If it goes down to $40, basically every $82 ounce of silver they borrowed, they can buy back at $40, and they can make $38 an ounce. Times millions, a million, that's $38 million. But remember, at 82, every dollar it goes up is $1 million. minimize that real quick. Clear. We'll say $91 right now. Time, no, we'll say minus 82, I mean, because that was when they did it. They did it at 82 roughly. $9. A million ounces of silver is $9 million loss. Thing is, they didn't just do 1 million ounces. They did a lot more. I just say a million just because. I actually got to go see someone tomorrow, but I've been so busy. I had a friend of mine. He's like, dude, I don't think silver can go up any higher. Do you think you know anybody that's willing to buy what I got? I said, I might know somebody. Shoot, if it's a good deal, I might even take it. You know, who knows? So we're going to see what happens. And it's going to get interesting. It really, really is. Darn, dude, that is just nuts. I actually need to call that guy tomorrow. Who knows? It's going to be exciting. It's just crazy right now. People don't understand how quick. Let me see how long we've been. 56 minutes. I'm going to have to wrap it up in a minute. I know some of y'all like long videos. My short videos now are always in the evening. My long videos are always going to be in the morning. It seems like the people that like the long videos, they're chilling. Maybe they're retired. Maybe they're listening. A lot of people like to listen to these videos on their way to work. Maybe when they're out for a jog in the morning. Maybe when they're on their drive to work. A lot of people like to listen to them. I know today it doesn't really have a structured form, but a lot of that is because, here's the thing, there is not really a lot going on in the market except for the markets. Companies are trying to acquire ounces of physical silver. Banks are trying to dump their silver short positions for the most part, the smart banks. And your dumb money thinks silver is too high, so they're willing to short it, which would probably be, in my opinion, the biggest mistake someone can do right now is try to short silver when we're on a bull run. Literally, you could short silver right now at $91, and in 2 hours from now, it could be higher. Some of y'all are watching this video and you're like, 91? Where did you get 91 from? I'm looking at the price right now and it's at 93. That's not unlikely to see something like that happen tomorrow morning. Remember, I'm filming this video just before midnight. So all these prices that I'm showing you, this is last night at midnight. We could literally see the markets open at 9 o'clock New York time, and all of a sudden the price just jumps to $93, $94 even. Would not be, I mean, think about it. Just today, we're up $4.77 right now. Think about that for a minute. Well, let's do this. Clear. $90.96 plus, let's just say tomorrow is like today, and we get another $4.77. By tomorrow night, we could be at $95, $96 almost. Who knows? People don't really understand what's going on, and they're going to miss out. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to pump this stuff. I said this from the get-go. We could see it plunge back. If you're that guy that did not buy any silver yet, and all of a sudden you're jumping in at $91 and you're trying to bet your farm, you're going to be scared out. You're going to lose money. What? What do you mean I'm going to lose money? You just said it could go up to 95. Here's how you're going to lose the money. Because you don't have enough of a fundamentals on gold and silver, because you probably haven't been watching. If you're new to it, you have not been watching the fundamentals. All these episode 11, episode 10, episode 9, 8, you don't have the fundamentals of gold and silver. You have the, I heard on somewhere that gold and silver is going to go up, and you're scared right now because there's a lot of stuff going on that you should be scared relating to the banks, the government, the economy. You should be scared. But you run out and you bet everything you have on silver at $91 an ounce. And then all of a sudden, some little thing happens where everybody gets on the news and they're like, oh, wow, this worked out in our advantage. Now we're better off. And silver drops by $3 or $4. Now instead of 91, we're actually down. Let's just say for a minute we're down to 85, which I don't think is going to come anytime soon. I think we still got a little bit more of a run. I mean, you think about the last big sell-off. It wasn't that long ago. Look at this. Wasn't that long ago. December 28th, we were at $84. And December 31st, 3 days later, we were at $69. $69. And people were scared. Maybe even one or two of you, I'll bet, that's watching this video was scared. Is this the end? Did we miss out? No. That was your opportunity. It was your opportunity to not pay $84 to pay, well, I don't want to say 69, because if you caught 69, you were incredibly lucky. I didn't talk to a single person yet that officially, honestly said they caught $69. I told you I caught 72. Some of y'all I talked to said they caught 71. You had a nice window. You had almost a whole day that day that you could have picked it up in that 71, 69, or $72, 72, 71, 79 price range. You had opportunity. You had a full day. This was a huge gap right here where there was a lot of opportunity over, we'll say, December 30th to December 3rd. You had 4 days you could have caught deals in the low 70s. And some of y'all just laughed it off. Silver's going to 50. Then we started climbing again. Got up to 82. We seen it come down. See, it's not the high. It's coming back down. Now, that was the retracement right there. We saw the retracement. Come down, double check. During vacation, when everybody's at home at Aspen and Florida enjoying their summer, and then all of a sudden we get the jump, we retrace, and then we have that big buy happen real fast right here. And then a slow and steady climb up. Where's the next one going to be? I would be shocked now if we don't hit 100 and then see a nice pullback. But that 100 could be $100 and then drop down to 90, where we're at right now. So for the people out there that want to sit on the sideline and wait, I'm sorry. I know some people. There are some people that say I was waiting for my first or the 15th check. You guys know I was retired. I am retired military. I pretty much only get money on the first. When I was military, I only got money on the 1st and the 15th. And come the 15th, I would want to put in something if I had something extra. I wasn't buying into gold or silver, though. I was buying into stocks back then, but we're seeing it slowly climb. I would urge you to look for deals. And here's the thing you got to remember. There are people that are having a hard time selling at these high prices. Even though they're not high, they view them as high. So if you look around, you can find deals. Me personally, I'm targeting junk silver because that seems to be where the biggest deal is coming from. Refineries have drastically raised their buyback prices on 10-ounce bars, kilo bars, 100-ounce bars. They're willing to pay a lot more for that stuff if you have it. Personally, me, I'd rather have smaller stuff. I'd rather have the smaller 1-ounce stuff just because obvious reasons. Sterling silver has value. A lot of people don't like sterling silver. I ended up giving someone a ring the other day. I said, look, I just bought the ring. The ring cost me like $25. I said, I'll tell you what. You can have it for the $25 that I paid. I'm not going to make anything. And as a gift, you just buy my pizza. I'm about ready to get like a $9 pizza. I said, you just buy my pizza for me, and we'll call it good. And he's like, heck yeah, I'll do that. It's a pretty ring. Yep. With that being said, we're going to wrap up here. I think we talked about pretty much everything. Before we go, let's just take a quick look. I just want to see if anything new posted. Because once this loads, I'm done for the night. I am tired. It's midnight. It seems like lately I've been getting tired again. I don't know if when you start taking diabetes medicine, because at first when I started taking, I felt like I was on top of the world. I was getting tired every day. I'd eat and I'd instantly be tired. And then all of a sudden, I basically would take my medicine and I didn't get tired. I wasn't getting tired at all when I started taking it. Now I'm starting to get tired again. But I had someone say, dude, yeah, you ain't doing what you were doing before. Now you're just being blatant. I just had a pint of ice cream a few minutes ago. I'm sure ice cream has sugar in it. I don't know how much, but it was good. It's peanut butter cup ice cream. I don't even know. I should have read how many servings there were. But yeah, some of y'all know I do suffer from the diabetes thing. I need to be careful. A couple people said, dude, you keep that garbage up. Pizza, tacos, ice cream. You ain't going to make it to the Philippines. Your son is going to be enjoying your silver when it's $300 an ounce because you'll be 6 feet under. I know. I need to watch that. And you guys won't have this channel to watch anymore, unfortunately. You'll be having to watch my old videos, which will be so outdated. You'll be sitting there watching the video. Okay, guys, silver's about ready to hit $25 today. It's super exciting. You're going to be like, we're already at 300. What's he talking about? So it's coming. With that being said, let's see if that's accurate. Are we at $90? Oh, we are at $90. This is showing a little less right now. $89.50. $90.18. I'm sorry. Nope. $89.19. So we're seeing that little bit of a pullback right now. That's okay. Oh, shoot. You tell me that ain't a trap right there. In 1 minute, in the middle of the night. Look at this. I gotta show this a little better here. Let's look closely so we can really get a look at this. 1 minute in the middle of the night, silver just plunged from $91 all the way down to $89. Tell me that ain't paper selling right there. How many of y'all even see this? Because I don't know. Not everybody makes it to the end. I know some of y'all do. You guys leave me those double periods so you can signal that you made it to the end. And I know, even if it's a week later, a month later after I've said it, if I see 2 periods at the end, I said, that's cool, bro. Thanks, man. You're my buddy. Making it all the way to the end of the video. Not everybody does that. Needless to say, $89. You just saw a $2 drop in a minute or two. It's a beatdown. It's a paper beatdown. I'm not at all worried about it. And I think they're going to hit a brick wall right here because if you look across at this $89 level, what do you see? Look at this chart right here. What do you see? You see the same low that they hit right here. Almost identical. That's a resistance pattern right there, that there's heavy resistance right there. Can they push through it? They probably could. But if they do push lower, it's going to be costly for them because whoever this is right here, someone has a buy set up right now at $89 for a large amount of silver, and they will take it as much as they can at $89. So you could see a quick little rebound jump up. And here's the thing. Once they know that's there, what they're trying to do is push the price down, trigger some short selling or automatic sales. When people set in, if it goes down by 10%, sell. And then all of a sudden it just bounces right back up because big banks, the people that have been shorting it, the people that want physical, all of a sudden, that's it. Could we see this go even lower? We could. If you zoom out, we don't know exactly where the next line of resistance is. It could be right around here at the $86 level. I mean, that's only a $3.50 drop. But if it hits that 86 level, it's going to be hitting it like a wall. And then it's going to have to bounce right back up. And when it bounces up, it's probably going to bounce up higher. We've seen this play out. Remember the $84? We saw it play out in the middle of the night. We've seen it go from 84 all the way down to like 75. The next day, we've seen it go down to 73. Next day, we've seen it go down to 69. Some people caught it. Some people didn't. $100 silver is right around the corner. So we'll see what happens. I'm super excited about this. I thank you all for watching, commenting, and with that being said, I'm going to wrap up here. Please consider clicking on one of these other hyperlinks right here. Here's 3 great videos for you to check out, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Most likely I'll see you this evening with another great video.